Welcome to this powerful story. Today, you're not just watching a video, you're stepping into the life of a real warrior, a legend, a man whose name still echoes in every corner of the world. His name is Kobe Bryant. He was not born a king. He didn't come from a rich family. He was not the most talented. But he became one of the greatest champions the world has ever seen. Why? Because he had something rare, something called the Mamba mentality. He pushed harder than anyone. He practiced longer than anyone. He failed. He was hated. He was broken. But he never stopped. He never gave up. This is not just a basketball story. This is a story about discipline, legacy, family, death, pain, and purpose. This is a story that will show you how to rise when the world pushes you down, how to outwork everyone even when no one believes in you, how to live with a mindset so strong that even death cannot erase your name from history. And yes, this video is also perfect for improving your English. Every sentence is written in simple, clear language, so you can practice listening, speaking, reading, and learning from a real-life hero. So sit back. Listen carefully. Learn deeply. Because what you're about to hear may change your life forever. Part 1. The boy who spoke Italian. Kobe's unknown childhood. Let's begin from the very beginning. Before the fame. Before the basketball. Before the world knew his name. Kobe Bryant was born on August 23, 1978, in Philadelphia, USA. His father was Joe Jellybean Bryant, a former NBA player. His mother was Pam Bryant, a loving, kind, and quiet woman. You may think he had an easy life because his father was famous. But that's not the truth. When Kobe was just 6 years old, his father left the NBA and moved the whole family to a small town in Italy to play basketball there. Yes, Kobe grew up in Italy. He learned Italian before English. He lived in a small house, surrounded by new culture, new food, and a language he didn't understand at first. But Kobe was different. Even as a little boy, he watched his father practice basketball every day. And one day, at just 6 years old, Kobe said, "I want to be better than Dad." From that moment, he made a promise to himself. I will become the greatest basketball player in the world. While other kids played outside, ran around, or watched cartoons, Kobe was in the gym every single day. His father bought him VHS tapes of old NBA games. Kobe would watch Michael Jordan, Magic Johnson, Larry Bird, over and over and over. But he didn't just watch. He studied. He would pause the video, write down moves, stand up, copy them in front of the TV. By age 8, Kobe was training like a professional athlete. But there was no one around him who trained like him. No one who even understood why he was so serious. He was already alone with his dream. Kobe was a quiet boy. He didn't fit in perfectly in Italian school. He spoke Italian fluently, but he was still the black kid in a mostly white town. He felt different. His classmates didn't understand why he didn't go to parties or hang out. Kobe didn't care. He said, "I had no time to waste. While others slept, I practiced." This mindset started when he was a child. When Kobe turned 13, his father retired. The Bryant family returned to Philadelphia. But now Kobe had a problem. He was an American kid who spoke Italian better than English. He dressed differently. He walked differently. He was bullied. Other kids laughed at his accent. They told him, "You'll never play in the NBA. You're soft." But they didn't know who they were talking to. Kobe started waking up at 5 a.m. to practice before school. Then again, after school. Then again, at night. While his classmates slept, he was in the gym. Alone. No cameras, no coach, no followers. Just him, a ball, and a dream. When Kobe was 12 years old, he joined a summer basketball league in the U.S. He played 0 points. 0. The whole summer. He was heartbroken. People laughed at him again. "You're not good enough," they said. But Kobe didn't quit. He said, "That failure lit a fire in me that still burns today." He started practicing 6 hours a day after that summer. He trained in an empty gym. He shot 1,000 shots every day. He studied the game like a scientist. He made a silent promise. "Next year, I'll be the best player in the league." Even though the name Black Mamba came years later, the mindset was born in that lonely childhood gym. He didn't want to party. He didn't want to play video games. He didn't want to waste time. He only wanted one thing: to be the best to ever do it. By the time Kobe turned 15, his name was already buzzing in local basketball circles in Philadelphia. He wasn't just good, he was obsessed. While most teenagers were discovering video games, girlfriends, and weekend hangouts, Kobe was in a dark, empty gym at 4:30 a.m. practicing in silence. While they sleep, I train. While they eat, I train. While they party, I train. Kobe. At this stage, Kobe's training was no longer normal. He studied tapes of legends, broke down footwork, and practiced shots thousands of times until they became automatic. Every day, he asked himself one question: how can I outwork the world? By high school, Kobe was a monster. He joined Lower Marion High School, and almost immediately, people realized, this kid is different. He was just 16 years old, but he played like a professional. He led his team from losing seasons to championship dreams. Fans began driving from hours away just to watch this teenage phenom play. Newspapers called him the future of basketball. Even NBA scouts, who usually ignored high school kids, were secretly watching Kobe's every move. By senior year, Kobe had offers from every top university in America: Duke, North Carolina, UCLA, Michigan. Most players would dream of going to college, playing for 2 to 3 years, then entering the NBA. But Kobe? He had already made up his mind. I'm going straight to the NBA. It was a decision that shocked everyone. His teachers, his coaches, even his parents were nervous. Why? Because no high school player had ever become a real NBA superstar since the 1970s. People thought Kobe was too confident, maybe even arrogant. They said, he's just a kid, he'll get destroyed by grown men. But Kobe didn't listen. He believed in work ethic over age. He said, I don't fear failure, I fear not trying. The day finally arrived. June 26, 1996. NBA Draft Night. Kobe was just 17 years old. He couldn't even sign his own contract. His parents had to co-sign it because he was still a minor. He wore a shiny gray suit and a calm, confident smile. He was picked by the Charlotte Hornets, but within 15 minutes, he was traded to the Los Angeles Lakers. And just like that, a 17-year-old kid from Philly became a Laker, one of the most legendary franchises in NBA history. LA was different. It wasn't a gym in Italy. It wasn't high school. It was Hollywood, fame, pressure, media. And this city didn't care about dreams. It cared about results. The media started attacking. Why draft a high school kid? He's just a child. He's not ready. He'll never make it in the NBA. Even some Lakers teammates refused to talk to him at first. They saw him as a spoiled, rich teenage kid with too much confidence. But what they didn't know was, Kobe had already planned his comeback before the hate even started. His first season in the NBA was not perfect. In fact, it was hard. He didn't start many games. He made mistakes. He was benched often. He was booed by fans. And the lowest moment? During the 1997 playoffs, Kobe had a chance to prove himself. But he shot 4 air balls in a row, in front of the world. The Lakers lost. People laughed. Social media didn't exist back then. But if it did, he would have been destroyed online. Even the coach looked disappointed. Reporters said, "He's a failure. Told you he wasn't ready. A kid trying to play a man's game." What did Kobe do after that? Did he cry? Did he blame someone else? Did he hide? No, he flew back to LA the very next day and went straight to the gym. While everyone else was on vacation, Kobe was already practicing. He watched those missed shots on tape, over and over again. He wrote down his mistakes. He practiced the same moves thousands of times until they became perfect. He said, "I'll never shoot air balls again." Kobe started training before sunrise. He would wake up at 4 a.m., shoot 1,000 jump shots before breakfast, then come back for team practice. After practice, he would train again alone. His teammates started noticing. They said, "We leave the gym, and he's still there. We come back the next day, and he's already sweating." Even the critics began to change. People said, "Wait, this kid's serious. He's not just talented. He's addicted." That's when the world saw something new. The Mamba mentality wasn't about talent. It was about obsession. What is the Mamba mentality? Kobe explained it years later. The Mamba mentality is about being the best version of yourself. In everything. Every day, no excuses. It means train when you're tired. Show up when others quit. Improve every tiny detail. Focus like a killer snake. That's why he called himself the Black Mamba. Because a black mamba snake is calm, silent, fast, focused, and deadly. Just like Kobe on the court. Part 2. Battles, Breakthroughs, and Championships. Kobe versus the world. By the time Kobe turned 20, the world no longer saw him as just a kid. They now saw him as a dangerous weapon. His footwork was elegant, his mindset was brutal, his hunger was uncontrollable. The world had never seen someone so young, yet so professional, so intelligent, so calculated, so fearless. The Los Angeles Lakers already had one of the biggest superstars in NBA history, Shaquille O'Neal, 7 feet tall, over 300 pounds, unstoppable in the paint. And now they had Kobe Bryant, fast, focused, intelligent, and relentless. Together, they were unbeatable. They weren't just teammates. They were a storm. Kobe's killer instinct plus Shaq's power equals total destruction on the court. From 2000 to 2002, the Lakers won 3 NBA championships in a row, millions of fans, billions of dollars in ticket sales, jerseys, endorsements. Kobe's brand value started exploding, from $1 million to $20+ million per year in sponsorship deals. But behind the scenes, tension was growing. Even though they won championships together, Kobe and Shaq were not friends. They were competitors on the same team, and that created fire. Shaq liked to joke, laugh, and party. Kobe liked to train, study, and win. Shaq said, "Kobe's too serious." Kobe said, "Shaq is lazy. He wastes his talent." Sometimes they refused to talk to each other. They fought during practice. They called each other out in interviews. Reporters loved the drama. Fans were confused. How could 2 legends who won together hate each other? But the truth was simple. They both wanted to be the alpha, the king of the team. But there can only be one lion in the jungle. In 2000, 2001, and 2002, despite their war, Kobe and Shaq kept dominating. Kobe averaged 28 to 30 points per game, played over 40 minutes every night, trained even when he was injured, sick, or emotionally broken. Shaq destroyed defenses inside. Kobe danced around defenders outside. They won 3 rings. They became a dynasty. They created history. The Lakers became a $3 billion brand, largely because of those 2 names. But something was building behind that success. After the 3rd championship, everything changed. Kobe wanted to be the man, not just Shaq's teammate. He wanted to lead. He wanted respect. He wanted to be the face of the franchise. Shaq didn't like that. The front office didn't know whom to support. Tensions exploded. In 2004, after they'd lost the finals to the Detroit Pistons, the Lakers made a decision. They traded Shaq to the Miami Heat. They chose Kobe as their future. That same year, their coach Phil Jackson also left the team. And just like that, Kobe Bryant stood alone. Kobe finally got what he wanted. The spotlight, the leadership, the team, the pressure. But now he had no championship team around him. No Shaq, no Jackson, just Kobe and chaos. In 2004 to 2005, the Lakers missed the playoffs. The media attacked him. He broke the dynasty. He's selfish. He can't win without Shaq. Kobe was hurt, isolated, hated. He was still scoring 30 to 40 points per game. But the team was losing. Fans started booing him in his own city. How did he respond? Did he argue back? Did he give up? Did he cry? No. He went deeper into training. He started studying the game like a scientist. He watched videos of Michael Jordan, Larry Bird, Hakeem Olajuwon, every defender he faced. He hired private trainers. He trained 3 times a day, even on game days. He watched every minute of every game he ever played to find every mistake. His schedule looked like this: 4 a.m., wake up. 4:30 to 6:30 a.m., gym and weight training. 7 a.m. to 9 a.m., shooting practice. 10 a.m. to 12 p.m., film study. 1 p.m., recovery, ice baths. 3 to 5 p.m., practice with team. 7 to 9 p.m., private shooting workout. No one in the NBA worked like him, not even close. On January 22, 2006, something insane happened. Kobe Bryant scored 81 points in a single game against the Toronto Raptors. Yes, you read that right. 81. Only one player in history had more. Wilt Chamberlain, 100 points in 1962. Kobe didn't do it with just 3-pointers. He attacked from everywhere: mid-range, post, layups, free throws, fadeaways. He was on fire, laser-focused, unstoppable. The world couldn't believe it. Commentators screamed, "This is not basketball, this is art." He's rewriting history in front of our eyes. After that night, no one questioned him again. Sponsors came back. Kids started wearing his jersey again. Other NBA players said, "Kobe is not human. He's something else." Even his enemies respected him now. In one interview, Tracy McGrady said, "Kobe is the hardest worker I've ever seen. He wanted to destroy you, but with beauty." This was the turning point. Kobe had lost everything: teammates, friends, public support. But instead of breaking, he rebuilt himself into a machine. The world turned its back, so Kobe turned his pain into fire. And from that fire, the Black Mamba truly emerged. Pressure doesn't break me, it builds me. Hate doesn't stop me, it fuels me. I don't need you to believe in me, I believe in myself. After the 81-point game in 2006, something changed. Kobe Bryant was no longer just a player. He was now a symbol, a message, a warning. To his enemies, he was fear. To his teammates, he was intensity. To the world, he was obsession turned into excellence. But Kobe wasn't satisfied. He had tasted greatness before, when he won championships with Shaquille O'Neal. But now, he wanted to prove he could do it without anyone else. No Shaq, no Phil Jackson, just Kobe, and his work. The Lakers were a broken team. After Shaq left, they had losing seasons, team problems, and no chemistry. But Kobe didn't quit. He trained harder, he scored more, he gave everything, but the team was still weak. In 2007, Kobe reached a breaking point. He told reporters, "I want to win. I've done my part. The organization needs to do theirs." He even demanded a trade. He was ready to leave the Lakers, the team he gave his life to, if they wouldn't fight for championships again. The basketball world went into shock. People thought, is this the end of Kobe in Los Angeles? But destiny had a different plan. In early 2008, something finally happened. The Lakers traded for Pau Gasol, a skilled, intelligent big man from Spain. He wasn't loud like Shaq. He was humble, kind, quiet, and that was perfect. Because Kobe didn't want a partner. He wanted a teammate who understood the mission. Kobe and Pau clicked instantly. They trained together. They respected each other. They were both serious, smart, and focused. With Pau on the team, the Lakers transformed. After years away, coach Phil Jackson returned to the Lakers in 2005. But it took time to rebuild the chemistry. Now, with Gasol, Kobe, and Phil back together, something powerful was forming. This wasn't about individual success anymore. This was about legacy. This was about redemption. That same year, 2008, Kobe and the Lakers made it to the NBA Finals. The world was watching. Kobe had just been named 2008 NBA Most Valuable Player, MVP, a title he fought for years. He had endorsement deals worth over $30 million a year. His global popularity exploded, especially in China, Europe, and across Africa. But in the finals, the Lakers lost to the Boston Celtics, their most hated rival. It was devastating. Kobe was crushed. He was so close, yet still empty-handed. But he didn't complain. He didn't cry in public. He just looked straight into the camera and said, "I'll be back. We'll be back." And he meant it. The very next season, Kobe came back with fire in his eyes. He pushed his teammates harder than ever. He screamed in practice. He trained longer than anyone. He held everyone to his level. Players were exhausted. Some couldn't handle his intensity, but those who stayed became warriors. The Lakers returned to the 2009 NBA Finals, this time against the Orlando Magic. Kobe didn't blink. He dominated every game. This time, he didn't have Shaq. This time, he didn't share the spotlight. This time, he was the king. He led the team to a 4-1 series win. Kobe Bryant was now a 4-time NBA champion. This one felt different. This one was personal. He was named Finals MVP, the best player in the championship. In the locker room, when asked how he felt, he said, "One more. I'm not done." The following year, 2010, destiny gave him a gift. Or maybe a test. The Lakers returned to the NBA Finals. And this time, it was against the Boston Celtics again, the same team that broke his heart in 2008. The world called it the rematch of the century. The series went to 7 brutal games. Blood, sweat, pain. Every game felt like a war. Bodies hitting the floor, players limping, fans screaming, cities on fire. In Game 7, Kobe played one of his ugliest but most powerful games. He was exhausted. He couldn't shoot well, but he grabbed 15 rebounds. He defended with his soul. He gave everything. And when the final buzzer rang, the Lakers had won. Kobe fell to the floor, screaming, crying, laughing. He had done it. He was now a five-time NBA champion, two-time Finals MVP, legend in the eyes of the world. He wasn't just a great player now, he was a legacy. It meant that he could win without Shaq, he could lead a team, he could overcome failure and rebuild. He could transform pain into power. This win erased all doubts. Even Shaq himself said, "Kobe did it. He earned it." He's one of the greatest. After 2010, Kobe's body began to slow down. But his mind got sharper. He knew the end was coming, but he still played every game like it was his last. He inspired young players. He mentored rookies. He kept scoring. Even at age 34, he dropped 60 points in a game. His income from salary and endorsements rose to over $60 million per year. Nike made his Mamba shoes a top-selling brand. He became a global ambassador for hard work and excellence. Kobe once said, "Basketball was never just a game for me. It was a relationship. It was my first love. It taught me about life. It raised me." He treated basketball like a marriage. He respected it. He feared it. He gave it everything. And in return, basketball gave him a life that would inspire millions. Kobe Bryant had now completed the circle. Lost, rebuilt, redeemed, respected. But the story doesn't end here. Because Kobe was not just a basketball player anymore. He was becoming something more. A father, a teacher, a storyteller, a symbol. The world had seen the athlete. Now it was time to see the man. Part 3. Fatherhood, film, and the final fight. The man behind the Mamba. After winning his 5th NBA championship in 2010, Kobe Bryant was already a legend. He had nothing left to prove on the court. But Kobe was not done. He didn't want to just be remembered for basketball. He wanted to be remembered for everything he stood for. Discipline, excellence, family, legacy. He said, "You have to leave the game better than you found it. And when you leave the game, you still have to leave the world better than you found it." Between 2011 and 2015, Kobe's body started breaking down. He had been playing since age 17. Now he was in his late 30s. He had taken thousands of hard hits. He played through broken fingers, sprained ankles, dislocated shoulders. But the most devastating injury came in April 2013. In a game against the Golden State Warriors, Kobe suddenly collapsed. He had torn his Achilles tendon, one of the worst injuries for any athlete. Most players would be carried off the court. Kobe didn't let that happen. He stood up, walked slowly to the free throw line, and hit both free throws. Then he walked off the court, by himself. No help, no tears, no excuses. It was one of the most iconic moments in sports history. Doctors said he might never play again. He was 34. He had already made over $300 million in career earnings. He had nothing to prove. But Kobe returned to training within months. He fought through the pain, the therapy, the loneliness. He came back in late 2014, but his body was no longer the same. Injuries returned. Torn rotator cuff, knee swelling, finger damage. Still, he kept playing. He wasn't playing for fame anymore. He was playing to say, "You finish what you start." He didn't want to be remembered as a broken star. He wanted to walk off the court as a warrior, on his own terms. Behind the spotlight, behind the pressure, was a woman who stood silently for years. Vanessa Bryant, Kobe's wife. They met in 1999 when Kobe was just 20 and she was 17. She was a high school student working as a background dancer on a music video. They fell in love fast. They got married in 2001. Many people said it was too early, too risky, too young. But Vanessa stayed by Kobe's side through the wins, the scandals, the hate, and the glory. Their marriage went through deep struggles, including public controversies in 2003 and emotional distance in later years. But they never gave up on each other. Kobe once said, "We've been through hell and back, but we made it." That's love. Kobe and Vanessa had 4 daughters: Natalia, Gianna, Gigi, Bianca, Capri. He loved being a father more than anything else in the world. He said, "Being a dad is the best thing in the world. I love being a girl dad. I want to teach them everything I know." He would wake up early, make breakfast for them, drop them to school, attend games, help with homework, while still training, recovering, and managing businesses. He once turned down an invitation to a celebrity event because he said, "I'd rather take my daughter to basketball practice." His second daughter, Gianna, loved basketball just like him. She played with fire in her eyes, just like Kobe. He called her the Mamba Cheetah. Kobe believed she would carry on his basketball legacy. They were always together, at games, on the court, on the sidelines, in life. After retiring from basketball in 2016, Kobe entered a new world: storytelling. He started his own creative company, Granity Studios. He wanted to create stories that inspire children and athletes. He said, "Sports is a language that speaks to kids. I want to use it to teach dreams, focus, hard work, and imagination." He wrote books. He created animated shows. He produced short films. In 2018, he released a short animated film titled Dear Basketball. The film was based on the letter he wrote to basketball when he retired. It was beautifully animated, emotionally honest, spiritually powerful. It showed a boy's love for the game and a man's goodbye to it. The world loved it. In 2018, Kobe Bryant won an Academy Award, Oscar, for Best Animated Short Film. He became the first athlete in history to win an Oscar, a symbol of what happens when discipline meets creativity. Proof that you can have a second career even after the world sees you as a legend. When he received the Oscar, he smiled and said, "As a basketball player, we're told to just dribble and shut up. I'm glad we're doing more than that." Kobe wanted to give back. He built the Mamba Sports Academy, a facility to train athletes in both mind and body. He focused on mental training, nutrition, recovery, leadership, character. It wasn't just for professionals. It was for kids, for families, for dreamers. He didn't want to just create champions. He wanted to create good human beings. Even after retirement, Kobe kept his Mamba mentality. He woke up early. He read every day. He journaled. He managed his time with military precision. He said, "Retirement doesn't mean rest. It means refocusing." He gave motivational speeches, helped young NBA players like Jason Tatum, Kyrie Irving, Devin Booker, Trae Young. They all called him mentor, big brother, legend. In the last year of his life, Kobe seemed happy, peaceful, balanced. He spent time with his daughters. He coached Gianna's basketball team. He wrote books for kids. He made business deals. He had over $600 million in career earnings by the end of 2019, from basketball, business, film, endorsements, and books. But he never showed off. He lived with grace. He smiled more. He seemed complete. But no one knew that the final chapter was coming. Not yet. Part 4. The Final Flight, Tragedy, Legacy, and the Immortal Mamba. January 26, 2020. A quiet morning in California. It was a Sunday. The sun had just risen over Los Angeles. There were no crowds, no games, no reporters. Just a man waking up early to do what he always did: show up for his daughter. Kobe Bryant, now retired, now full-time father, had one goal that day: to take his 13-year-old daughter, Gianna Bryant, to a basketball tournament at his own Mamba Sports Academy. They had done this many times before. Early morning, coffee, laughter, basketball shoes, a helicopter ride to avoid traffic. This was nothing new. Kobe had used helicopters for years, to save time, to spend more of it with his family. He once said, "I started using helicopters so I could be at school plays and not miss practice, so I could pick my kids up and still train." So that morning, Kobe, Gianna, and 7 others boarded a Sikorsky S-76B helicopter. Inside were Kobe Bryant, Gianna Bryant, her teammates and their parents, a pilot with over 10,000 hours of flight experience. They were just flying to Thousand Oaks, California, about 40 minutes away. No one knew this flight would be his last. At 9:06 a.m., the helicopter took off from John Wayne Airport. It was a peaceful, normal takeoff. But the weather that day was foggy. Extremely foggy. The Los Angeles Police Department had grounded all their helicopters that morning because of poor visibility. Kobe's pilot, however, was experienced. He had clearance to fly. As the helicopter moved through the clouds, it circled for about 15 minutes, trying to avoid low visibility zones. At 9:45 a.m., the pilot requested to climb to 2,000 feet to get above the clouds. At 9:47 a.m., they were at 2,300 feet. And then, everything dropped. In less than 1 minute, the helicopter descended rapidly. It was moving at a speed of over 160 miles per hour. It crashed into a hillside in Calabasas, California. There were no survivors. The time was 9:47 a.m. Just 41 years old, Kobe Bryant, gone. Just 13 years old, Gianna Bryant, gone. At first, the news spread slowly. A TMZ report, then silence, then confusion. People thought, no, this can't be true. It must be fake. Kobe, he just posted on Instagram yesterday. He was just at a Lakers game the night before. But then confirmation came. CNN, ESPN, ABC, the NBA, the Los Angeles County Sheriff's Office. It was real. Kobe Bryant had died in a helicopter crash with his daughter. The world stopped. In Los Angeles, fans gathered outside the Staples Center, crying, hugging, lighting candles. Across the United States, people fell silent in restaurants, homes, and gyms. In China, India, Italy, Brazil, France, and across Africa, millions shared posts, photos, tears, and prayers. Basketball games paused. Players broke down crying during warm-ups. Fans wore his jersey. Murals were painted overnight on walls and buildings. The world did not lose an athlete. It lost a father, a friend, a mindset, a symbol of what humans can become through discipline. Just one night before the crash, LeBron James had passed Kobe Bryant on the NBA's all-time scoring list. Kobe had congratulated him on Twitter, continuing to move the game forward at King James. Much respect, my brother, that tweet became Kobe's last. LeBron found out about the crash while getting off the team plane in Philadelphia. He cried uncontrollably. He dropped to the ground. He couldn't speak. Later, LeBron said, "I'm heartbroken. I'm devastated. I promised to continue your legacy." For Vanessa Bryant, the pain was unimaginable. She lost her husband and her child on the same day. She posted weeks later, "I'm so mad. She had so much life to live. Kobe was my everything. She stayed strong for their other daughters. She created the Mamba and Mambachita Sports Foundation to honor their legacy. She turned tragedy into service, just like Kobe would have done." The investigation. What happened? The crash investigation lasted over a year. In the end, the National Transportation Safety Board, NTSB, declared there was no mechanical failure. The pilot became disoriented in the fog. It was classified as pilot error. The pain didn't reduce. The facts didn't bring peace. Because nothing could bring him back. We may never know Kobe's last words, but people who knew him say they can imagine. He would have held Gigi's hand. He would have looked into her eyes. He would have whispered something strong. And he would have stayed calm. Because that's who he was. Even in death, Kobe Bryant likely died being a father first. Today, Kobe Bryant is gone. But everything he stood for is alive. His books still sell millions of copies. His Mamba mentality is still used in sports, schools, and companies. His jerseys are still worn in playgrounds around the world. Young athletes write 24 and 8 on their shoes. His net worth at the time of death was over $600 million. But his true value is something money cannot measure. Because Kobe didn't just give us highlights. He gave us hope. The world did not just lose a basketball player. It lost a standard. It lost an example. It lost a man who showed us what's possible when you combine discipline with obsession, talent with effort, pain with purpose. Kobe Bryant didn't want to be liked. He wanted to be respected by time. Not fans, not money, not media, but time. And time has already spoken. Long after the crowd stopped cheering, long after the trophies gathered dust, Kobe's story still wakes people up at 4 a.m., still pushes people to go back to the gym, still inspires fathers to show up, still makes young girls believe they belong on the court. He didn't just play basketball. He played life at the highest level. He trained for excellence, not for applause. He lived for legacy, not for luxury. He spoke not in words, but in work. Kobe Bryant is gone, but what he built is eternal. And now, you carry his story forward. You are the next chapter. Life, changing lessons. From Kobe Bryant's story. 1. Mamba mentality is for everyone. You don't need to be an athlete. You don't need talent. You just need obsession. Kobe taught us, be better today than you were yesterday. That's all too. Work in the dark before the world claps. The world saw the rings, but they didn't see the 4 a.m. workouts, the missed birthdays, the ice packs, the broken fingers taped to keep playing. If you want a name, a future, a legacy, you have to work in silence. 3. Don't wait to be great. Kobe entered the NBA at 17. He didn't wait for permission. He didn't ask, "Am I ready?" He decided, "I'm ready because I will outwork everyone." You don't need to be old to start. You need to be committed. 4. Pain is not the end. It's the beginning. Kobe was hated. He failed publicly. He tore his body apart. He lost. But every time he fell, he got back up. That's not weakness. That's what champions are made of. 5. Legacy is greater than winning. Kobe won 5 NBA titles, but his greatest success was being a present father, a mentor, and a creator. Legacy is not about what you win. It's about what you leave behind, how you made others better, how you inspired the next one. 6. You are stronger than you think. Kobe didn't quit when he was injured. He didn't cry when the world hated him. He didn't walk away when his body gave out. He adapted. He evolved. He kept showing up. So can you. 7. Love what you do, or don't do it at all. Kobe once said, "If you're afraid to be obsessed with your passion, you're not ready." He loved basketball. Then he loved fatherhood. Then he loved storytelling. He gave everything to what he loved. And that's why the world gave him back eternity. If you remember nothing else, remember this. Kobe didn't just play basketball. He played life like it was a final match, every day. So whatever you're doing, do it with fire. Do it with focus. Do it like a Mamba. And if Kobe's story moved you, changed you, woke something inside you, then promise yourself one thing. Don't waste your life. Make it legendary. If this story inspired you, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more real, powerful, and life-changing stories. Your journey starts here.